Hi everybody, my name is Belinda Wasser, also known as Rocket Girl, and today we're going to talk about what's billable and what isn't on the Rocket Girl Show. Hi everybody, Belinda Wasser here. When we are working as virtual assistants, it's important to answer the question, what's billable and what's not? This is a question I get pretty often, and so today we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to offer you some guidelines. So first, what I want to talk about is before someone becomes a client, I have a free 30-minute consultation with them. We get on the phone, we talk, I find out if I can do the work, if I'm interested in the work. I discover whether I like them, whether I can understand them, whether or not it's easy to communicate with them, and then a decision is made that we're going to work together. Now, once that decision is made and they have purchased time with me, what happens is every minute from that point on is billable. So that means when they're explaining the work. Now, the reason I brought up that free 30-minute consult in the beginning is sometimes what happens is clients will describe a project during that consult, but they're not clients yet. And so I don't want to start working or thinking through the problem before we've decided to work together and they've actually paid me. So what I say to them when we have our first meeting afterwards is I say, hey, let's take it from the top. When we met in the free 30-minute consultation, I was absolutely listening to you, but I was just trying to decide if we were a good fit. I wasn't really taking notes. So let's start from the top and go over the project again. So you'll find different words that are comfortable for you, but I say that so that they don't get confused when I don't remember everything. I just sort of explain, it was just a free 30-minute consultation and we weren't working together, so I wasn't trying to solve the problem yet. I was trying to see, if it was something I was interested in. So when they're explaining the work on that call, that's billable. Also, if you're opening accounts for them, so for example, let's say they want you to set up a CRM for them, and you're setting it up and you're on the phone or you're getting questions answered or something's not going right and you need, you're working through the issues for them, that's all billable too. Emails, calls, and back and forth, all billable. I'm going to talk about the specifics of the quick request in a minute, but when I am reading an email from a client, when I'm sitting at my desk reading it and thinking about it, all the back and forth, because that can be really time consuming, even if it's one-word answers. So all of that, and definitely calls. And if you don't have to go into a lot of detail with the client about it, I know once we got on the phone, they had never worked with a virtual assistant, and she said something to me like, right now, is this billable right now? And I said, yes, all the time we spend together or that I spend working on your project is billable. Just say it like that, like, regular, easy, no need to get defensive. It's just, they don't know, so they're asking. So you just want to make sure that's clear if it's not clear to them. Okay, and quick requests. So we have a comment. I'm just going to look. Someone saying hello. So all right, let's talk about quick requests. So I could spend my whole day, and I frequently do, going through my client's quick request. Can I have my login? Can you shoot me that file? This, that, something else. Do you know the answer to this? Why won't this publish? I can't find my whatever, right? So I definitely charge for those. Here's how I work it out in my mind. If someone asks me, a sort of yes, no, I have the answer in my head. I don't need to go looking for anything. It's 5 minutes or how long it takes. So if it takes 2 minutes, it's 5 minutes. If it takes 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes. Anything that requires me to go look for something, open something, think about it, it's either 10 minutes or however long it actually takes. And then from there, I bill for everything. Someone asked me the other day in one of my courses, what happens if it's 26 minutes or 28 minutes. I always round it either up or down. If it's 28 minutes, it's 30. If it's 26, you could go up or down. It's really what you feel comfortable with. That's the whole thing. You want to be consistent, comfortable, And and that's the whole game there, for a lot of what being a virtual assistant is. So all right, let's go on to the next bullet. Whoops, going the wrong way. Okay. All right, this is a big question. I hear this often. What about when I'm learning something new? All right, so here's what I do. You'll notice that as you get more experienced, this will come up fewer and fewer times. So for example, let's say a client wants you to do a PowerPoint presentation for them. And they've given you the words and you're going to put it into the slides, and you haven't used PowerPoint, for like 15 years. This actually happened to me. So what I did was I generally familiarized myself with it on my own time. And I did that because the client expects that if I took a job knowing, with PowerPoint, I know how it works. I don't have to be an expert, but I need to know the basics and I need to know my way around. So I spent my time getting familiar. And then when it was time to start the project, I went ahead and started to charge them for that time. If a client asks me to learn something new on their behalf, which they have, they said, I want to use this application. I know that you don't know it, but I want to keep working with you because you do everything else for me, then I charge them for that time as well. The other thing that happens where I'll take myself off the clock is if I'm working on a project and I can tell that I'm going down like a rabbit hole, like this is going to take a lot of time, I always stop, take myself off the clock, take a lap, Google something, just sort of get my feet back under me. So again, just trusting your gut. But any research on behalf of my client, like if they ask me to do something that's not commonly known or that I don't know about, I just Google it real quick and I charge for that time as well. So, okay, a couple more things. I don't charge for scheduling meetings. So if they say, can I get on your calendar? Sure, I'll email them. I do also have Acuity set up on my website so they can just jump on my calendar that way. But unless it's like a lot of back and forth and it's just taking forever and not because of me, I don't charge for that. And then the last point I want to make is I don't charge them for setting my systems up. So for example, when I'm setting up a project for them in my project management software, and when I say setting up, I don't mean putting their tasks in. That is billable. What I mean is, setting up the account, naming the project, putting their name and their company name in Toggle. I don't charge them when I set up their Dropbox folder. I don't charge them when I do any of the onboarding, essentially. Anything that I consider onboarding, I don't charge them because I feel like that's setting up my business, not theirs. All right, you guys, so that's really it today for what's billable and what isn't. I hope I've answered your questions. I do want to let you know about my free online classroom. It's called the Virtual Assistant Connection. You can find it in Facebook. On Facebook, just type the Virtual Assistant Connection in the search bar at the top. We'd love, love, love to have you. Just click the join button. You'll be prompted to ask a couple questions and you'll be right in. You'll find all kinds of videos like this one, articles, and community. Our community is over 4,100 members. It is so strong and so supportive. It's fabulous. So I hope you'll join us and become part of that. Until the next episode, I'm signing off. Bye-bye.